My name is Aaron Kahn. I'm the Associate Director of Corporate Partnerships at Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago. We work with all different types of corporate partners to take the work that they're doing at their company and help bring it into the hospital to work with our patients and families. I have been at Lurie for 5 years, and one of my favorite parts of my job is getting to work with a lot of the families that come to support our events, work with our corporate partners, getting to know them and really embrace the journey that they've been on is really why I love my job, but also why I do my job. Yeah, I did not know I wanted to work with children always. I actually started in corporate public relations and just knew that I wanted to do something that had a little bit more meaning behind it and a little bit more of a figure out what my why was. And I'd always worked with kids growing up in after school programs and things like that. So when the opportunity presented itself to work at Lurie Children's and lead some of our corporate partnerships, I jumped at the opportunity. Yeah, at Lurie Children's in Chicago, we've worked with the My Special Affleck Duck for several years now. One of the things that I think always resonates with child life specialists or nursing staff and people on our hem-onc floors is not just the attention to detail in terms of the way that it was made, but the design behind it and the intention behind every element of it that relates and really benefits families and the patients on their journey through whatever they're going through. So many of the features directly relate to some of the struggles and some of the hardships that families endure, not just while they're in the hospital, but also when they go home. I think that's one of the biggest things is our hospital really works to make sure families and children are set up to thrive once they leave our hospital. And I think programs like the Affleck Duck, My Special Affleck Duck, really help ensure that they have the tools to cope and thrive when they get home from the hospital. I mean, the emojis are probably my favorite feature. I know I've been close to a lot of families who have been recently diagnosed or right when at the beginning of their diagnosis. Sometimes children tend to be slightly nonverbal and don't know how to really express themselves. And you can't expect a child that age to be able to do that in such unfamiliar circumstances. So having the emojis there to express themselves, whether it's happiness, sadness, anger, confusion, all of those types of things, I think is one of my favorite features. But I think the new blanket on the sickle cell duck is also my favorite because art therapy is becoming an increasingly important outlet for patients. So I think that's a really nice touch. We've actually heard from several parents of ours about how the Affleck Duck gives the kids a little bit more ownership over their experience. I think when you're in a hospital, there's so many things that are outside of your control. Things are really happening to you. And the duck gives their child something that they can own and kind of take care of and gives them the pride that they know and then they're in control of their own situation. I also personally like it because it's very streamlined. We can get it out to as many patients as possible. Our child life team loves it because they know that so much thought has gone into it. It's not just a toy. It's based on research. It's proven. And all these things are things that our child life team works with every day. The fact that it's free makes a big difference. Our hospital, as you can imagine, especially with family services and things like the My Special Affleck Duck, these programs are almost entirely supported by philanthropy. And so when we reach out to partners for things, a lot of times in-kind donations can be tough to find. And then sometimes fitting those in-kind donations to the needs of our patients and families is a struggle. This meets us right in the middle of exactly what our patients and families need at no cost to our hospital, which is always a plus side. I would just say at Lurie Children's, our child life specialists are trained to see the hospital journey through the eyes of our patients and families, but specifically the children. And so I think when they look at the experience of a child in the hospital, there's so much uncertainty, and anything that they can do to make those patients and families feel more comfortable, they are really quick to do. And the My Special Affleck Duck program really brings that to families and gives their kids something to hold on to, something to connect to, and even something for them to all connect around through the mobile app or other things like that. Brings them together, but also brings them something to bond over during a really difficult time.